Cheers, Carl Boucher.
Cheers.
Canadian wine lovers. We catch you when you were spitting there.
Woo-hoo! Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, welcome to a special episode of I Am Blind Tasting My Wife, or
Bet.
I Am Blind Tasting My Business Partner.
Ah, this is craziness.
Absolutely. That is so cool. I cannot wait to get going. We have some cool stuff going on here. Mira's getting blind taste tonight. We want to know, what is value wine? What does value wine should taste in your mouth? What people expect from a value wine? Sometimes people will call it cheap wine. There's a big difference in my mind. There's a very big difference between a value wine and a cheap wine. Because a value wine, to me, a cheap wine is a wine who's not good. It's something who's been made in a cheap way. A value wine, that's mean that you get bang for your buck. That's mean that what you drink, what's in your glass, way over deliver the money that you fork out of your wallet. That's value wine to me. Cheap wine, we have a cheap wine in the lineup of three. We have a premium wine and we have a value wine. What lead us to come here and talk about that? Okay, let's backtrack 3 weeks ago when Mira said, Carl Boucher, COVID is not going well around the country. If you don't jump in the plane and you don't go meet Marcel in person for the first time, because they were begging me in a fun way. We are having these conversations over phone and email. Hey, Carl's Wine Club, you need to bring your ass out in Niagara. We want to tour with you. We want you around here. So anyway, with lots of pressure. So
it's so hard to get Carl to go out tasting wines in wine country.
I was forced to leave my family behind and to go taste wine for 3 days, 4 days in Niagara. And all of those 4 days, we had an amazing friendship. We built a beautiful business and personal relationship with these amazing people at Poundview, at Poundview, etc. But it's beside the point. When I came back, I told Mira, I think I have an idea for a feature. She said, wow, I know that you've tasted a bunch of great wine out there. Is it Iceller? Is it Big Head again? Is it Quillis? Is it Westcott? I was like, no. Oh, yeah.
Well, all of those, hopefully at some point too, right, Carl?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Well, sorry, I'm just going to fix the light. There you go.
Ah.
No, it feels like half of my face is dark and half of my face is anyway. So yeah, now all of this what I mentioned, well, hopefully, yes, they're coming. They're going to be in the pipeline, all of these great ones. But I said I tasted something that you'll call me crazy, but how about featuring $16 wines? She said, come on, Carl, this is not Carl's Wine Club. You know that the club love your recommendation, love your palate, love your passion about what you always bring some cool stuff. I say, yeah, but how about this stuff is good? And she said, come on, $16 wine, Carl. Because my wife, oh no, not my wife, my business partner is pretty spoiled.
I am super spoiled.
She's good at what she's doing. She's really good at setting up the back end and see all these amazing, like, cool pictures for lives that she put together and like all the features she does, like all of the form that she built. Like, she's the best. When it's time to drink wine, she has a palate who's been made to perfection. For a year now, we've built that palette. We glued some, like I would say, like some very precious little thing in there.
Well, the reason I'm spoiled, guys, is because I I didn't drink before the pandemic. I don't know who else is in this boat, but I was busy like with the kids and breastfeeding, pregnant, all this stuff for years. So I didn't drink much. And even though I'm married to Carl, who for 25 years has been in the wine industry, just tasting wines all the time. But anyway, I didn't. So it wasn't until we started Carl's Wine Club that I started tasting wines. And because we're doing Carl's Wine Club, people are sending like really nice wines to us to taste, right? So we've tasted what, like 1,000 wines now in a year and a half, just over a year. And I'd say like 95% of those are over $20, right, Carl?
Well, I put it that way. Every wineries who send boxes here, they put their best stuff in the box, right? For obvious reason, they want us to be impressed. They want us to feature their stuff and give them good score. I'm not giving score on I'm giving score for what I taste. So yeah, for obvious reason, this lady there, who is my business partner, but aka my wife, has been drinking pretty darn good wine, from the beginning. So when I mention a $16 wine, she's gonna say, "Hey, come on, you're not gonna ruin my beautiful baby bum palate because it's virgin, it's really nice and never had very bad stuff in my mouth, right?" So anyhow, I said, I think I found something pretty darn cool. So I cracked a couple bottles of Burnt Bay, and she's like, "Come on, that's impossible. These wines are not $16. And yeah, they were. So one of the hardest things, and let me tell you something, all of you. It's easy. It's easy to make good wine at $100. It's easy to make good $50 wines. Okay? And when I say easy, it's not like, okay, yes, a winemaker, when you have the infrastructure, you got the fruit source, make a good $50 wine. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Make a good $100 wine. It's not the hardest thing in the world. What's the hardest thing in my world for me, for what I do, it's to find a kick-ass wine under $20. That's hard to do. That's hard to do.
And harder to make it. Hard to find it, but harder to make it.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm not saying that's no, that part, yeah, and they have that figured out at Burnt Bay.
Yeah,
and they're
totally impressed with those.
So yeah, and that came to that. We came like the last couple of days. We've been doing back and forth like ideas, and she's like, "Maybe we should do that blind tasting." What's yeah. Yeah. And that,
hardest thing is forking out $100 a one, right? You gotta find the good ones, fork out the cash. Yes.
Yeah. So now, so we've been going back and forth. What should we do? And I think that was a great idea. Mira says you should blind taste me. And now, what do we have? So let's get through the mist. Like I think that we already have a pretty good attendance here. People are right in it, and people seems excited. So you know what? I would like to go right into it because Mira, and it's not staged. And I don't know if you guys know us. We've been pretty authentic since day one. We have not bullshit a whole lot since the beginning. So I'll tell you a secret, okay? Just between you and me. If Mira's
Should I be hearing this?
I tried to tell Mira, okay, let's make sure that you know which one it is because, you know, you don't want to look. She said, no, fuck that shit. I don't want to do that. So I tried kind of to stage this. I tried to stage it a little bit. Well,
this is why I'm not worried, okay, guys? Because I'm not going to bash any wine. I'm just, if there's something I don't like, I'll say, you know, this isn't my taste. But everyone has different tastes, right? And there's nothing good or bad about it. That said, we've tasted like, let's say, corked wine before, right, Carl?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's what they call like faults in the wine. I don't know anything technical. I just know once in a while Carl will say, oh, this has some kind of fault. And I'll be like, yeah, that something's weird, right? So there's that, right? But as far as different wines, there's different styles. So just because it's an inexpensive bottle of wine, I'm not going to go bashing anything.
So what's in there? Because I have to tell you, there's three wines, okay, that Mira has no clue what's in there. There's a premium wine, all Canadian. There's a premium wine, I mean a $35 wine. There's a $19 wine, and there's a $8 wine, all Canadian. Don't ask me how I found an $8 Canadian wine. It's behind the point, but yes, an $8, a $19, and a $30. Okay.
But this is important, Carl. At these price points, are we talking with tax or before tax?
All right. All tax in.
Okay.
Okay. And Archer here has a good point. He said, love blind tasting. Focus on the wine, not on the price. It's about the journey, not the destination. Archer, I love your comments, but the purpose of that blind here, it's about value. Okay. I want to see at which price point you start, because we have Mira here who's going to taste, so she has a, let's put it, a beginner palate. Is it the right way to put it that way?
Beginner, yes.
So I want to
exactly
see here where a price point you can be detected. For here, it's not about, okay, now we're not going into the journey of the wine. And I appreciate, I know where you're going with that. It's totally true. When we do blind tasting in different circumstances, that's all about that. I agree with you. But I also like to do blind, and I'm often, and ask Mira, often, Mira, you pour something in my glass and you ask me, what do you think the price of that wine is?
Yeah. So Carl has like a bloodhound nose for this. It's amazing. I'd say 90% of the time he guesses the price, like within a few dollars, which is pretty awesome. And when he gets it way off, it's like, well, something's, like that's strange, right? Maybe it's a little overpriced, or who knows.
That's when you see that the wine does not play in his weight class. In a sense that if I say I'm tasting $30 here and the wine is 20, well, that's the great value wine. That's how, to me, I detect value wine, because I taste 30 here and I pay 20. That's what I'm talking about. And on the other hand, if I'm tasting 25 here, say, yeesh, this is 42. Oh, guess what? There's a problem right there. There's a problem because it doesn't deliver. So that's why that's the part of the blind that we're going to do here. It's not about tell me which kind of grape it is. Is it a blend? Is it a straight varietal? Do you think it's 17 vintage or it's more the hot 16 vintage? No, that's
not what journey does it take you on, right? Because that's the lovely thing, is it's a sensory journey. It reminds you of things. It reminds you of memories. It reminds you of things you've eaten.
To me right now, it's about the value, the dollar sign. And that's what Burnship Bay took me on when I tasted them. And also there's the Cab Merlot, but the Sauv Blanc, the Sauvignon Blanc, it's single vineyard, Chorus Vineyard from the Lakeshore Appellation here. And to me, to be $16, usually when I get at $16, is a bunch. It's a regional wine, right? Wine, grape from Ontario. It came from everywhere, and you got something not expensive, but it's a wine that it tastes not expensive. That single vineyard, typicity of grape, like terroir, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So the blind tasting journey tonight, it's about the value. It's about the value. That's where I want to go. I want to see if Mira can detect not the price point, but where is the premium? Where is the $8? And which one is the $19? So that's where I want to go with that.
Good. And we'll get started because you know what? Part of this is too, just to see, do I really have expensive tastes? Am I that spoiled because I've only had like basically premium wines for over a year and I don't really know much else? And, I don't know if you other people have this problem, but sometimes I go to a store and I look at everything and I'm like, oh, I really want that one. And I always pick the expensive thing out of the rack if it's clothing. And then, I like deals. So that's a hard thing. But anyway, so let's see. Let's see if I end up saying, hey, this is my favorite one and it's the most expensive one. That's my bet. But
So I have put a code on each glass, Mira, so I know
I
which
see
wine you're.
it's super cute, Carl. I see a heart on this one. I see an oval on
Just tell
this
me
one.
the color.
Oh, a red, blue,
Okay, the
and the
red.
other one has
Okay,
nothing.
no, that's perfect. So I know. So like, just tell me which color you're drinking. There's none red and blue, so I know which one you're drinking.
Okay, so this one's red.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying the nose.
Okay.
It's sort of invigorating. It kind of gets me thinking. Oh, that's cool. Kind of reminds me of hmm, maybe blackberries.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to get too fancy because Carl is the one that has the skill on detecting like some flavor that I don't even know if I've ever tasted, right? Like, but
I'll let you. And I have a question here. Very good question from Archer Fonseca. And I think Archer became really, really really, really like engaged in our life, and we really, really appreciate that. And Archer, I think you're based in Ontario, and you have a really good question here. Is have wineries, not just Canadian, ever adjust price down, reflecting poorer quality? So to answer that question, Archer, that's why multiple wineries, many wineries, has different level of wines. There's their premium tier, there's the second tiers, and often there's an entry level brand. So like that, they can put the lesser quality grape goes to the entry level brand. You get the first pick who always goes to the top one, and you get to the middle one, then you get the middle level wine. So there's that. As for adjusting the price, I see that vintage typicity. Some vintage, some people that I know will adjust the price in bad vintage. If they know that the growing season, like Daniel Bonterin, Daniel does that with Bodega Wine Studio. Better the vintage is, the growing season is, more expensive, the price will be reflected at the end. If it's a very hard growing season, Daniel will adjust the price down. So there's multiple wineries who does that. Now, as per if the wine gets in bottle and some people realize and people and wineries will drop the price, no. But if you break it down, if the wine is not good, the wine doesn't sell well, and the inventory doesn't move, at some point you'll see some deal coming out. So yes, it gets kind of,
yeah, it's
uh,
interesting.
does it make
Another
sense?
great question here. I can't see who this is. They're probably in our VIP group, which is private, so I can't see who's saying this, but they're saying, do lower quality wines go into blends?
Um, it depends on what tier of wine it is. Like you say, like most of like some of the most famous Bordeaux's, the most expensive wine in the world from Bordeaux are blends. So most of the super Tuscan wines, super expensive, are blends. So that not necessarily means that. On the other hand, it can help to put a little makeup here. If if it's a good year for Merlot, but the Cab Sauv has not ripened like who is missing maybe a week to ripen your Cab Sauv to perfect, and snowstorm happened, you need to rush the vineyard, pick your Cab Sauv. The Merlot was already perfect. So that year, your blend might have a higher percentage of Merlot and a lower percentage of Cab Sauv. Or you don't make any Cab Sauv and you put more Cab Sauv into the blend. So there's different strategies here to play with what's your best grape, and some growing season are perfect for all the grapes. So you don't have that. So now you can have your top Cab, your top Merlot, your top blend. So that's a little bit what Bellaterra do with their Bellaterra and their Pond View, you know? So
Makes sense.
Now, Mira,
kind of like, the Gap, Banana Republic, and Old Navy. They're all good quality things, but different things, right?
different price point. Because you know what? Old Navy use the overhead and the infrastructure of Gap and the other one, so they can lower their overhead. That's what happened with Burnship Bay. Burnship Bay had their own vineyard, but they use the overhead of Bellaterra. They use their winemaker, they use their equipment, they use their storage place, they use their staff. So now, because Burnship Bay, with a different ownership and some different vineyard plot, will use all of the Bellaterra overhead. So now they can manage to slash their price at the minimum margin to make it for a great product at a price point that you never expect of that quality, because you take out 2/3 of the overhead, throw that in the garbage, and take that portion of that money and to put it into a deal, into subsidy. So that's how it works here. So Mira, what do you think of the wine with the red dot that you just tasted?
I really like it. So I gotta say, like, I hope this isn't the cheapest one, because I'm totally gonna just tell you what I think, and it is what it is, right? But I love it. So the nose is really enjoyable to me, right? Like, I could sit here sniffing it for a while, and I'll start thinking about different memories, different foods I want to eat this with, drink this with. And then when I drink it, it's lots of things going on, but nothing punching, and making it kind of disjointed. Like, it all works together. And then at the end, what I get is the length. Like, I can still taste the sip I took a couple minutes ago. And I have tasted some wines where it kind of dies off quicker than that. And there's also a bit of like saltiness, salinity at the end. So yeah, all in all, I love this wine. On the Mira scale, which is, do I like it or not? It's a yes. And then it's definitely like several glasses of wine. I'm with friends, maybe like 4+ glasses. It's out of 5 glasses, I'd say it's 3 or 4. It's a great wine to me.
Okay. So that's the red dot. So tell me about one of the other two.
So case in point, if this is the $7 wine, we got to go back to that liquor store and buy more. buy like 5 cases of it. Holy cow. Okay, so this one, it's the blue one. When you labeled blue in your inspired labeling. So it's a little bit shyer nose, but it's still very pleasant. I'm getting like maybe blueberry, maybe a little bit of, I don't want to say cedar, but like kind of, something a little bit earthy, a little bit.
And for people who are just joining us here, people who are just tuning in, I tell you, we are full on here. experiencing Mira. I'm blind tasting Mira on 3 different Canadian wines here. And the whole purpose of the blind taste is to find the value. Okay, there's 3 price points. I'm not blind tasting her here for to make her find which grape varietal it is, or it's a blend, or which region. No, I'm blind tasting her. There's a $10 wine, a $20 wine, and a $35 wine in here. So I want her to tell me which one is which category. Okay, that's what we're doing here. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is Mira, full on in action, blind tasting. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is good. So Mira's on wine number 2 here. She really, really liked the first wine. And now she's on 2.
Oh, this is also super enjoyable. So there is that grip, right? They're both grippy, the first 2 I've tried here. It's got some grippiness, but it's not overwhelming. I don't like super grippy wines, so that's one of my biases. Like, but it's rich, it's flavorful, it's got length. I'd say the length isn't quite as long as that first one I had, but there's a good length there. It doesn't just drop off.
So yeah, that's something that I've been talking a lot about. To me, it's about length. Length to
Yeah,
me
like it's
as
still going, still going.
length and
A little bit of that
complexity.
salinity on this one too. Like I could lick
Uh-huh.
my lips as if I just ate something salty. Yeah. So if you had to ask me right now which one's the more expensive one, I'd say the first one I tasted, just because there's more length and there's more sort of interesting flavors and stuff. But they're both really good. I'd say this is like a 4+ on the Mira scale. How many glasses I drink? This is like more like 3+. But still, like I like them both. This is just more of, I'd have this more like on a Tuesday night, like tonight. And then this might be more the kind of wine I'd open on a Friday or Saturday night.
There you go.
So that's another designation. What day of the week would I drink it on?
No, absolutely, absolutely. Unless you have something special to celebrate on the Tuesday, you don't want to wait on the Friday. Usually, you don't track the big dog on the weekend during the week, unless you work for Carl's Wine Club and you open big dogs at 8 a.m.
On a Monday
Uh,
morning. Got to get to work.
hi. Some people do it by enjoyment. Some people do it because they have to work, right? I have to feed my family somehow.
So you gotta drink lots of wine. That's right. Tough problem to have, Carl Boucher. So Gail's saying she likes my scale. Thank you, Gail. Yeah, it's pretty simple for me. I mean, I think Carl puts a lot more thought into how he evaluates a wine. But for me, it's like, do I like it? Would I buy it again? How many glasses do I want? Or bottles? Or like the Pearl Morissette, which is probably my favorite one so far. How many cases can we afford of this?
Oh, by the way, speaking about promo reset, look at that, guys. So this is their little baby Chardonnay here. No, it's not the Cuvée 19e, but it's the new Fougue, the 2018 Fougue. Their little entry-level Chardonnay here. I bought my wife, aka my business partner, a little treat when I was in Ontario the other day, and I brought back a few bottles of that little guy, and yeah, pretty good. You haven't tasted it yet,
I'm on
right?
the third wine. I haven't talked about it yet. Okay, so let's talk about this one. So on the nose, it's kind of a funkier nose. It's interesting. I don't know if these are all different grapes, or you don't want to say, or they're blends, or what.
Hey, that's not your business.
Not my business. All right. So sounds a little funkier. I would say if I had to guess, this is maybe a grape I haven't tried before. Something like
Okay.
that. And there's a lot of like stewed berries.
Okay.
Like stewed, like that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like if you're making jam and you're cooking it, that's kind of what it smells like. You're cooking the berries. Hmm. Okay, I don't think I've ever tasted a wine like this, Carl. So, given that I've only tasted premium wines in the last year, I'd have to say, this one stands out. So that's something. Um, there is a bit of sweetness that I
Okay.
didn't taste in the other wines.
Okay.
It's just surprising. That's all. It's surprising because I think almost all the wines I've tasted in the last year are dry, right? Unless they're
Yeah.
like ice wines. So there's a little bit of sweetness in there. That's the first thing that kind of strikes me. And then after that, let's see. Ooh, I'd have to say, like, on the Mira scale, do I like it or not? This one's a meh. Like, I might drink it if I'm at a party, but this is not. That's just my taste, and I am so scared right now that I'm saying that about like the premium wine or something. But
Hey, if you think that something tastes like shit, you should say that tastes like shit to me.
okay, well, I won't say that live. I won't because I don't know what this is. Like, what if it's the wine that we're featuring this week? I don't know. But
Uh,
if
yeah.
you can bleep it out later, okay, this is not my favorite one.
Hey, okay, let's put it that way. We'll say we've been authentic since the beginning.
I'm scared right
So
now.
if it's the one that fits the one that we're featuring today, I'm gonna put out the offer right after the live, and I will say everyone, I'm sorry. I was on glue that day that I thought that Burn Should Be was great. But yeah, if you say if
But I
something
don't
tastes
think
like
so because
shit,
I tasted a couple of them yesterday with you, and they didn't taste like this at all. So I don't think so.
so it tastes
So
like shit.
what?
It tastes like shit.
Did you taste these wines?
I
Do you have these wines in front of you?
I have them all. Like one, two.
Okay, so this one, so yes, Gail's asking, are we going to find out which wine is which? Definitely, in just a second. And then someone saying, what
Hey,
color
I'm
is
telling
the
you
dot on the
something.
third glass?
This one, I'm smelling it, and there's no fucking way in hell that I'm gonna taste that. I'm not tasting it. I have enough smelling it.
Really? Yeah, like I'm telling you, the nose is like, okay, I can get over that because I've tasted some wines in this last year and a half. We've tasted some wines
Okay, you know what? You know what? Okay,
where
let's
I didn't
zoom
like the
in.
nose, but I liked
Let's
how it
zoom
tastes.
in.
Huh? You're gonna taste it? So, what color is the dot on the third glass? Well, we only had two colors of glass markers. So Carl put red on the first, blue on the second, and nothing on the third. So this is the one with no color.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
thanks for the question. That was John Lewis. So thanks, John. What did you think?
Oh, you mentioned it at the beginning. You mentioned the jam, right? Like it's sweet. It's disgusting.
Well, I've never heard you say that live. So thank you. I really, I'm encouraged that this is probably not.
It's disgusting. It's fucking gross.
Oh, no.
It's fucking
Okay.
gross.
Well, then that answers my question and gives me some courage here to say I'm pretty sure this is the least expensive one. The
Okay,
one
so
that
now
was.
you put this one, the one with no collar, it's the less expensive. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
and after that go with the other two.
Okay, so I'm saying the least expensive is no color, blue is the middle, and red is the premium.
Okay, so
Did I get it right?
so just to make sure and I show everyone, look, there's a red dot here, right?
Oh, nice. So that was a lakeside?
That's the Lakeside Cap
No
Franc
way.
2017. This is a $35 wine. You nailed
Sweet.
it. You nailed it.
And it's Cap Franc, which normally I don't like.
That's why I tried to trick you.
Huh.
I took the varietal that you like the least for the premium. I wanted to see where, because to me, the premium, the texture plays for a lot, not necessarily the taste. The length, the complexity, the texture, that's where will lead me to a premium wine. Okay. So
Oh my
anyhow,
goodness, Carl, I have to tell you something. So, okay, so someone says I have expensive taste. It's true.
the
See,
blue,
that was my hypothesis and it's come true. Derek's saying, yeah, thank you, Derek.
the
Yeah,
blue.
see, I was hoping I'd prove myself wrong, Derek, like for once, but
So
geez.
your blue dot is the blue label.
Oh, it's burn chip. Great. Yeah.
So that's the $19 wine. Okay.
So it's the reserve. So this is 1995 with
I
tax.
took the reserve. Yeah, I didn't took the. I know that you prefer, to your taste, you prefer the Cab Merlot instead of the reserve. You
Yeah.
like the cheaper
When we tried it
wine.
yesterday, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like the 15.95 one last night with the sausages we were having. But
yeah. So this
interesting.
and the $8 wine.
$8 with tax. I can't see it. Okay.
So it's product of Canada.
Okay. Is it BQA? I'd be curious if
No,
it's
no, no, no,
BQA.
no, no,
No.
no, no, no.
Okay. You probably can't
So
do that at that price point.
it's juicy. It's called Juicy Red 20 Bs. um,
Okay, so I just tasted that one again and I tasted the $35 one and holy crap. I'll take a page out of your book, Carl. Holy shit. They're different.
that's
It's
fucking
like night and
gross.
day.
This, I don't even want you to cook with that.
Yeah.
You know, if there's
We've
a
got
neighbor
nicer bottles. So
that I don't like, that's where I'm dropping off that bottle tonight. I'm gonna drop it off to the neighbor that I don't like.
oh no. Oh gosh, don't do that.
Hey,
Don't
I
do
get for you.
Oh no.
No, I have the utmost respect for everyone in the Canadian wine business, but when we get to some stuff like that, first and foremost, how can we get to an $8 price? It's not real wine. It's grape. It's sugar red something with. It's not wine. It's chopped. It's probably chaptalized. So yeah, it's awful.
Ah.
So,
Yeah, so big production on that one. I mean, it says product of Canada, which is interesting because the other ones, I think, do they even say they're made in Canada or product of Canada? Do they even?
they don't have. Oh yeah, they have to. It's have to use a product of Canada on both sides because it's part of the Canadian legislation to have.
Yeah, but what I'm going at, Carl, is like that wine will never know where it came from, right? Somewhere in Canada.
I think it's from. I think also just like Burnship Bay, but Burnship it's Niagara Peninsula. But the thing is, one sec.
Because this is a big deal when they do like
Oh no, no,
VQA
no.
or like
Okay, so it's made by Diamond Estate. They
okay,
are located. It's crafted at Diamond Estate Wine and Spirit from Niagara on the Lake. That doesn't mean that their grapes are from Niagara on the Lake. They can
okay.
have grapes shipped from BC. They can be grape from everywhere in the country. So,
Yeah, I don't know all the regulations. And actually, I
I
know
do.
from other import export types of stuff I've done, to call something product of Canada doesn't necessarily mean every ingredient is from Canada. It just means that the bulk of the price of the product is Canadian. So, for instance, if you see like carrots at the grocery store and it says product of Canada, sometimes those are Chinese carrots made in China. But because the Canadian labor to wash them on arrival costs more than
The
the
carrot, the carrot.
carrots in China, then it's called a product of Canada. So you can put that product of Canada designation on it, even though the carrots didn't come from Canada. It's just that the bulk of the like having someone spend 5 minutes with them costs more than buying them from China. So then that gets that product of Canada sticker on it or whatever. So that's an interesting thing to know too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's part of your values. Whatever you consume is a great way to exercise your values, right? And one of the things I love about everyone we feature in the club is we know their story. We know where the grapes come from. We know who goes and looks after the vineyards every day. We know the family behind the brand, and we know that it's supporting Canadian and local and the kinds of values that we espouse. So I don't know if you can say that necessarily for something that's just product of Canada.
Oh, Archer, I really like what you're saying here. I do the challenge in opposite, the 35, 55, 75. I love that. I'm taking that challenge in the next 2 weeks, Archer. I'm doing it. Mira's going to blind taste me on 3 wines, 135, 155, 175. Let's do that.
I love it. Thank you, Arthur. That's a great call. That's a great call.
So
Because
in conclusion, to me, to conclude that thing here is let's forget the busy bee, okay? Let's take that one out of the equation. Let's talk about these 2 wines.
But
okay?
I have to say something, Carl. I have to say something. I am so happy that you blinded me with that kind of wine because you know what? I have never tasted an $8 wine before in my life. Well, yeah, probably never. We didn't really drink wine as teenagers. We drank like cider or something. So, and vodka. So, yeah. So, I've never had that before. So, thank you for that experience. Now I kind of get a better sense of what people are talking about. And it is, I think, comparable to cheese. All right. Like, I like my cheese, right? And I love when I know
Don't compare
from.
my cheese whiz to the busy bee. Do not do that. I will get so mad if you compare my cheese whiz.
I wasn't gonna say cheese whiz. I was just gonna say, like processed cheese. There's processed cheese, and then there's like
that. Don't. That's not the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have. There you go, Gail Butler. You are amazing. You and me are on the Cheese Whiz bandwagon. This is the freaking best. If you want to start my day nicely, I get a nice toast with Cheese Whiz, and I'm up and running. I love it. Okay. In conclusion, I want to say these 2 here, okay? 35, 20, 18. Okay.
1995. The reserve is 1995.
Okay, 20 and 35.
So almost double, right?
A third. This is a third of the price cheaper.
Mm-hmm. That's more than a third, but
more than a third. Yeah, that's true. So
he knows how to pick the price points out very well. The math part, let's leave that to like a calculator or something. It's all good.
Thank you. Now my question is Lakeside is almost double better than the Burnship Bay Reserve Red?
Well, that's interesting. It was a great, great wine. And to me, at that point, I don't know if I'm splitting hairs like that. If I'm saying, oh, is it double or is it like more almost double the enjoyment? I don't know if I mind all that much on a marginal basis. If we're just talking a $15 difference, I would go back to saying like, what's the occasion, right? Like, is it something where I want it to be a little more special? Sure, I don't mind paying an extra $15 just because the length is a little longer. It's got a little more.
To me, plays. You know where it plays the most between these 2? It's on the texture. On the texture, Lakeside shows more roundness, definitely. And also, I would say why? Because it spent double the time in oak. So the creaminess coming out, and now it's me more the sommelier. It's me the more of the technical parts. Okay, there's more texture in there. Yes, it feels more luxurious. It feels more glorious in the mouth. Yes,
I see what you mean. Yeah, but that sort of roundness.
Yeah, but on the Reserve Red, there's more grip in there to me. Like there's more that snap at the end. Anyway, my whole point is Burnship Bay Reserve or the Burnship Bay line at their price, $15.95 or the $19.95 for the Reserve, are freaking worth every penny. And yes, and there people who know me, I'm a big fan of Lakeside. Big fan. They're doing great thing. I love what they do. And I didn't want to knock them off by taking this one. I just wanted to showcase the difference of texture, usage, like more barrel, more creaminess. But also like not almost double the price. So boom. Yeah. You did a great job, Mira. Great job. You. I love it.
I have a question for you, Carl. So what about ageability? Because these two definitely both have backbone. Like they both have sort of a structure, if I can call it, right? So would you say that more expensive wines tend to age better? Or
yes, is it just totally dependent on the wine? Usually more expensive wine spend more time in barrel. With more time in barrel, that means the wine will have more natural protection. The wine will age more. The wine needs more time to come on its own, but will age more. Absolutely. This is a no-brainer. A entry-level wine is more made to drink now. So what are you reading at here?
Well, Ken's just saying he's still laughing because about a year ago, Carl tasted wine, took 5 minutes telling us wine is not dry, but was not sweet. And then I tasted that $8 wine. I said, wow, it's sweet. And Carl rolled his eyes. But the thing is, Ken, it was sweet. It was not like any wine I've tasted in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's off dry, but then there's like this weird, it wasn't like sweet like an ice wine. It's more like just
sweet,
like you're having a Jolly Rancher or something. But yeah.
Yes, I'm a Velveeta cheese man. Absolutely, I love Velveeta. Yes, it's good.
That's Daryl asking if you like Velveeta.
Absolute fuckingly, I am. Yes.
He also likes Twinkies and like those. What do you call those? Those caramel puff things, but you can only get them in Quebec. Those caramel.
Oh, the puff. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Here, you can always only have the raspberry one or the strawberry one. Why not the caramel here? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's gâteau vachon. It's gâteau vachon, c'est les meilleurs. Oui, yes.
We need to talk more in French, Carl.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so interesting. A single varietal can have more texture than the blend. That's John saying that.
Yeah, so to me, that doesn't, the grapes on its own doesn't, it's to me, the texture, it's more about the fermentation and the barrel aging. That's how you get the texture. So does it mean to me, Joe Louis, yes, part of it. But to me, the blend doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be more texture, because anyway, they're fermented separately. Most of the time, Merlots, unless they're co-fermented, but it's a very, very, very small portion of the wine who are co-fermented. So every wine, every single varietal are fermented in their own vessel and blended at the end. So that doesn't, to me, the texture, it's all about fermentation. If they're fermented wild, if they're fermented in stainless steel or in oak, and how they've been aged. If they're aged in new oak, or also there's the concrete. So to me, that's what gives the texture. And also what lots of winemakers don't talk about, it's carbonic maceration. So when you use carbonic maceration, you help increase the texture of the wine. So that these are more the process of making the wine to bring texture to it, more than just a single varietal or a blend.
I accidentally drank the wrong wine.
Yeah, that's gross. I told you so. So now, if you see Mira spitting in the cup and she refused to say live, that's fucking gross. Oh, yeah. So, anyway.
We might have to take this down if these people find out we did this and that.
You know what? They need to assume their decision. They have decided to get in the business of making $8 wine tax in. I believe that they should know that we can. I do that with pure, like, no, I have no problem with that.
I get it.
Okay,
Courage,
so if you want to finish off with the guests or whatever, but there's 3 boys out there who work hard at school all day, so I'm gonna go take care of the boys. And tomorrow, so just so everyone know, we have a group of 7 people in town, from the island and not from Prince George, who Carl's Wine Club put a nasty itinerary for them for the next 3 days of touring. They arrive at the hotel this afternoon. I took them to Sand Hill in downtown Kelowna. Now they're having dinner, but tomorrow morning we're picking them up and starting our wine journey with them tomorrow all day. And also on Thursday, that's going to culminate on Thursday night to a dinner in the vineyard at Red Rooster. So we're having a bunch of great experience for them coming up in the next couple of days. So it's pretty cool. So starting tomorrow morning, Summerhill, we're doing a property tour. We're going to visit, we're going to walk the vineyard, we're going to go see the pyramid, we're going to go to the Kukuli, and we're going to do a barrel room tasting. After that, moving on to Priest Creek to see Jane and Darren at Priest Creek. We're going to jump back across the bridge to go to Quail's Gate. After Quail's Gate, we're finishing our day at the barrel room at Mount Bushry and dinner at the Mother's Butcher. This is tomorrow. Big day for Carl, with our group of visitors touring Kelowna tomorrow. And Thursday will be Summerland and Naramata.
Yeah, Summerland, Lunescence, Hillside, Upper Bench, and Red Rooster.
Red Rooster. So at Lunescence, Cameron put together a really cool thing. We're gonna do vineyard tasting in the vineyard, a little picnic out there. After that, we're gonna go see Chelan and Kathy Malone on the Naramata bench at Hillside. That we're thrilled to do more business with them. On next time we talk, we're going to tell you what's new with Carl's Wine Club. We're building Carl's Cellar. It's something new that we're going to have for you very soon. So
yeah,
Carl's Wine Club members.
Coming up. Exciting things coming up. So anytime you guys have feedback for us, please tell us, because we're all about improving and growing and becoming the voice of the Canadian wine industry, so that people around the world know that there's this crazy guy in Canada that loves Canadian wine so much that he goes live for like 5+ hours on social media tasting Canadian wines and all that kind of stuff, that I go blind tasting these wines to figure out, where we stand. That's the kind of craziness we want to be known for. So
we're also on YouTube. We are also on YouTube. If you have a chance, get on YouTube. Please just click the like button. Just click the subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe, Carl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, tell us, Carl, before we go, real quick, tell us about the wines this week. So, Burnt Ship.
Burnt Ship Bay. Yes.
Bay.
So, first and foremost, Burnt Ship Bay White. Okay. So, we have Pinot Grigio here, Pinot Grigio and Sauvignon Blanc, $15.95, both of them. Both the Grigio, both are dry, bone dry. And sometimes when you go to less expensive wine, people are scared that it's going to be sweet. No. Bone dry. This is a classic modern Grigio. Tropical fruit, but zippy, citrusy acidity. This is well made. If you like your lighter style of white wine, this is for you. From 2 different vineyards. This is the Sauvignon Blanc, single vineyard Sauvignon Blanc from the Chorus Vineyard on the Lakeshore Appellation near near Ontario Lake. This That's where the same grape from the wild ferment Sauv Blanc of Bellaterra, same vineyard. They're harvested next to each other. So this is a real good Sauv Blanc at a stupid, ridiculous price of $15.95. Classic, like this is a classic Sauv Blanc. Everything beautiful, bright acidity. There's nice minerality in there, gooseberry, a little bit of grapefruit, citrus, but the whole thing well-rounded with peach flavor. This is wonderful. Mira's favorite here, that's the Burnt Ship Bay Cab Merlot. So Merlot dominant at 45% with Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, and Malbec. These are all harvested in the Bellaterra vineyard. A little bit is harvested in the Chorus vineyard. So two single vineyards. So high quality grape, but for $15.95. Mira, when I would kind of blind taste her yesterday, say, hey, which one is your favorite? She choose this one. This is a little bit more juicy. And the national premiere, that 2019 Reserve Red Burnt Ship Bay is $3 more, but it's spent 9 months in barrel, and this is Cab Sauv dominant. So it's a little bit more snappy, a little bit more grippy. That this one is a little bit juicier, more barbecue style. This is good for a steak. But yeah, these are ridiculous price. These wines are made by Fred DiProfio. Fred is the winemaker for Bellaterra. So these are killer wine. Official wine of the Hockey Hall of Fame. This in Toronto. VRL Canada business class wine. And one of the favorite wine on the tasting room and restaurant in Toronto. Over 100 restaurants have these by the glass all over Ontario. So it's not just me pushing that brand. I'm not getting a kickback on that. This is just me discovering that with Marcel. He said, Carl, maybe you should taste it. And I was like, yeah, well, please. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. These are great wine. How much do you sell that for? And he said $15.95. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. You are joking. So that's why we're bringing that to your attention this week, because I believe that we all need a case of wine. We all need the case of affordable wines at home, tucked in the corner. Either if it's some people, you come home and they don't really give a crap about wine, and they don't make a difference between a great wine and a entry level. Why would you crack something crazy? That's the perfect wine for that. Also, when it's the fourth bottle of the night and you don't want to keep going up and going up, you want to come down a little bit because everyone's drunk. That's perfect. Because on Tuesday night you have pizza, or Monday night football, or whatever it is. We all need a case of affordable wine where even you're going to have one glass or two, and you don't really care if the rest of the bottle died there, because it's $16. We all need one of that, or a case of that. So we have, look who's joining. This guy should be camping. You're not supposed to be here, Marcel Morgenstern. Welcome back, brother.
Hey.
Yes. So the cellar insurance, like Marcel calls it. And that was one of the reasons why he came up with that brand. So, yeah, Burnt Ship Bay, Cab Merlot, Red Reserve, the PG, the Pinot Grigio, and the SB, the Sauvignon Blanc. It still blows my mind that Sauv Blanc is a single vineyard Sauv Blanc for $15.95. It blows my
including
mind off.
including
Yes.
tax. And I think you get like $33 off if you get a case with the mixed case.
Oh, that's the craziest part of it. That's the
Now, I
craziest
had
part.
somebody earlier messaging us saying, what if I want all reds? Some of them are the same price. So we're going to make that change and send that out to who that was that asked. We'll include that in the link tomorrow. I think, Marcel, you're on. Would you be okay with that if they substitute reds of the same price into that mixed pack and still get the deal? Because there is a crazy deal on until Thursday night with Carl's Wine Club where you get a case, free shipping, and it's, I think, $169.95 for the case, and you get 3 of the reserves and 9 of the other.
So that's basically the person wants
Marcel's
9.
saying no problem. So there you go. We just
Basically, they want 9 of these and 3 of these.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. 9 bottle of the Cab Merlot and 3 bottle of the Reserve, 12 bottles. Boom, let's call it a day. If Marcel is not okay with that, I'm going to pay the difference. The answer is yes.
There is no difference. So I don't see why he would be okay. And he says, no problem. So there you go.
There you go.
I'll message that person back after the live and let them know.
So, yeah. And I had so much like I can tell you about our conversation. Marcel and I would brainstorm a lot about different stuff about the business. And when I told him, Marcel, I think I should bring these wines to the club, he said, do you think that your people, that Carl's Wine Club members are looking for that type of wine? I said, whoa, you stop you now. Everyone wants a case of good wine for $16. Everyone, nobody that I know will say no to that. The wines are great. The price are stupidly low. So I'm like, why would you? Yes, I think that Carl's Wine Club members will enjoy, will be happy that once in a while we provide them with an opportunity to have a case of wine for $169, case of 12 shipped to their home with great wine. So that's my 2 cents here.
Okay, we got really smart people in the club, and you guys always think of like permutations that I don't think of. So Daryl's saying, what about 6 reserve, 6 Sauv Blanc? And then 3 reserve, 3 Cab Merlot, 5 Sauv Blancs. Don't do Pinot Grigio. Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll check with Marcel. I don't know if Marcel's still on, but probably if the price point is the same as the original pack, I don't know why that wouldn't work to get the deal. But we'll double check that. Marcel's saying, is this an auction?
Is that an auction?
We just talked about how hard it is for a grape grower and a winery to deliver this kind of quality at this price point. It's freaking hard.
No, hey, and the craziest thing, Mira, I was there. I was walking in the Chorus Vineyard, just walking there with Lou, who was Marcel's partner in the Chorus Vineyard, and he's just showing me. He said, okay, this row here, all of these grapes here are going to Bernship Bay, and on the other side here, that's all going to Bellaterra. I'm like, the price point to me is crazy. And when you match, that's why I try to explain. You try to match the quality with the price point, and when the price point goes here and the quality is up there, it's the best thing in the world. So here we are. We had 2 great days, I think, and lots of people who haven't ordered in a long time or for the first time. Now this is their welcome to Carl's Wine Club. So you know what? We look forward to see your comments. I look forward to hear from new people, because that's the whole point. Build that community of Canadian wine enthusiasts and having more fun every week. So, yeah, thank you.
Got a call coming in. Someone's calling us. See, we're real. If you call us and our number is everywhere, it'll show up in the live. We got to fix that. But they're all saying, ask Marcel about Wonder Woman. So I don't know if this is some kind of inside joke that I'm not understanding here, but we got to ask Marcel about Wonder Woman next time we talk. All right?
Wonder Woman.
I don't know.
If
Maybe
it's
I'm
a joke,
I don't know. Okay, I'm being so careful now to look at your little color coding on these glasses because I honestly, after going from the premium wine to the $9 or $8 wine, I was like, whoa, what is this?
yeah, but you're the only one to fucking blame about that because you're the one who went to that liquor store in Peachland and get a bottle of Busy Bee.
What?
You got that bottle of Busy Bee. You did it to yourself.
That's the one?
The $8 wine, the Busy Bee.
Oh, I bought a whole bunch of them. I didn't know you'd pick that one, but yeah.
Anyhow. Okay, let's go take care of the boys.
Now we got a few more. So we got to do this other one, Arthur's idea.
Yeah.
35, 45, or
35. No, he said 35, 55, 75. We need to, well, Arthur, I don't know what you do for a living, but I need a sponsor to do that kind of tasting, right? You know that. Okay,
no,
fine.
I think that could be fun. We must have a bottle of $95, $100 kind of wine around, don't we?
I don't have one.
The trouble with that is, here, I'll tell you the trouble with that is these people do work hard. And it's interesting. We've tasted $100 wines where we're like, wow, blown away. And then there are $100 wines where we're like, I don't know. I don't know if it's that much different than a $50 wine.
Yeah, that's it. And I think sometime the $90 or so the $75, that's what Archer is. And I think 75 is a good top end to me, because now you're still, but also when it's the little like 40 cases of something that like something. Archer say I drink wine for a living. Here you go, someone from the industry. I kind of love it, Archer. Next time I'm in Ontario, you need to make sure that you come and see me so we can taste together. Anyhow, I need to go take care of the kids. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Carl Boucher. That was fun.
It was awesome.
Thanks, thanks, guys, for your moral support as I did that. I was driving back from school with the kids, and we went into this liquor store, and I'm like, I just need like 5 bottles of cheap wine. And they're like, okay, try this, try this, try this. And then, yeah, came home. It's interesting.
Did you buy 5 of them?
I bought a few. Like I showed you what I got. You picked the one that, anyway. So I think you picked the cheapest one. They were all between like $8 and $12. So good on you. I think the label on it, what does it say again? Product of Canada.
Yeah, but these are like, there's many of them like that.
Yeah, but I have never seen that on a bottle before. So that kind of gives it away a little bit, doesn't it? Like you see VQA, but for...
I just had another sip of that, of the red.
Why did you do that?
No, let me finish. I said I'll just have another sip of the red, of the reserve red Burnship Bay. And I think it's really fucking fantastic for $20.
Oh, I thought you said of the BCB one. Derek's saying Carl's scared that he has 4 other cheap wines to try. I don't know if we'll try those after that experience. I don't know.
You know, I have a bunch of neighbors that I can't stand around me, so no worries.
I hope you guys aren't listening. No, we love our neighbors a hell of a lot. They're all wine club members.
I can picture Lynn just waiting for me to drop off a bottle of wine. She's like, oh my God, I listened to the live. No, I love my neighbors. I'm just joking. I give it to the teachers. My kids' teachers. The kids' teachers. No?
The cheap wines?
Yeah, no, just...
No.
I'm joking.
I don't know as much you can do with those. Like,
And you
honestly,
returned
you
them.
know
You
what
kept
we'll
the
do?
you kept
We'll
the
throw them
receipt.
into what?
You returned them. I don't want that in my house. I told you buy one bottle of cheap wine,
But
not
then I
every.
would know what it is. So I bought a few and I didn't, yeah, anyway. But I'll tell you what, we'll throw them into blind tastings with people. So the next time anyone comes over to our house, sometimes we say to members in the area, like, hey guys, come over Friday night. We've got like 20 bottles of
Okay,
white wine open. Um,
I
we'll
need to
throw
go.
that in there. We'll do a blind tasting.
Okay, I need to go.
You need to go.
Yes,
Well, if you
the
need to go, I
kid.
need to go. Frick.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, thanks, you guys. Have an amazing night. Cheers, Canadian wine lovers. I gotta pick up the one with the red on it.
Okay, Canadian wine lover, Carl's Wine Club members. Take care. Friendship Day week. Get your pack of amazing $15 to $16 wine. We'll chat with you next time. Bye.
Have a great night.